In today's news, talks between the United States Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands to improve internet services in the territory, and the government seeking a loan upwards of $50 million to fund continued recovery efforts. And the new USVI primary school facility will have a minimum lifespan of approximately 50 years, and the BVI and the United States Virgin Islands to sign a memorandum of understanding in the interests of boaters. Well, viewers, these and more stories when 284 News return.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talk about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hooked, I tell you.
Well, welcome viewers to the Thursday, September 29th edition of 284 News. I am Kamal Haynes, bringing you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us. Well, viewers, we start today's newscast with Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, who has revealed that plans to collaborate with the United States Virgin Islands to improve the internet services being offered in the territory. Premier Wheatley made the disclosure while speaking following the just concluded 9th meeting of the Inter-Virgin Islands Council in St. Thomas. Well, he said among the topics discussed between the two territories was the subject of the internet.
We certainly were able to discuss matters of internet, giving our people access in both the USVI side and the BVI side to high quality, high speed internet, because we recognize that internet is a right to our citizens and it can help us on our schools, in our tourism product, in our community parks, etc.
While United States Virgin Islands Governor Albert Bryan Jr. said the subject of the internet and digitizing was the most important topic discussed at the meeting. Well, he spoke to the many benefits that could prevail should both areas continue to be developed in the two territories.
I think the key topic of this union today was digitizing and internet. Technology will allow us to be able to do things that we've never been able to do before. Ease access in terms of business, ease access in terms of immigration, and ease access in terms of our people meeting, greeting, and having a great time here in the Greater Virgin Islands.
Well, meanwhile, at a subsequent press conference, Premier Wheatley reiterated the need for better internet services in the BVI. He pointed to a number of new business ventures which have developed following the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, which could have significant benefits to the territory's economy.
And we want to also improve our internet access and things like that, so we can invite persons in here who might want to just stay. It's a new thing, especially since COVID, where persons move around and they're able to do their work from anywhere. In order to do that, we have to improve our internet, and we have to improve our IT infrastructure generally. We want to add more, services, you could say.
Well, moving on, viewers, where the government of the Virgin Islands is seeking upwards of $50 million of loan funds to fuel continued recovery efforts across the territory. Well, Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley made the announcement during a recent press conference. Take a listen.
We're working on it now. I'm hopeful by the end of the year, fingers crossed, that we'll be able to get a loan to be able to continue with our recovery. I don't want to give the specific amount, but it'll be upwards of $50 million.
Well, while Dr. Wheatley revealed that the government is seeking a loan, he did not indicate what lending body would be approached for this purpose. Well, one thing he has made clear on the matter in recent times, however, is that the government will not be utilizing the £300 million loan guarantee offer from the United Kingdom for the purpose of these projects. Well, he said in August, and I quote, "The guarantee right now is not on the table. It's something that we can return to see if we can get it back on the table. We've essentially lost the opportunity to get the guarantee as of right now," end quote. Also on the topic of continued recovery, Premier Wheatley said that the Cabinet will soon make a decision on the future of the Recovery and Development Agency, whose contract is up for renewal in 2023.
Interestingly, that's on my Cabinet agenda, and I'm not allowed to preempt Cabinet from whatever decision, so you should hear about what decision we make on that soon. But it is on the Cabinet agenda actually this afternoon. And of course, it's discussing whether to extend.
Well, though he did not indicate when this word on the decision would be forthcoming, Wheatley did indicate that the Cabinet was set to discuss a possible extension later that day. Well, up next, viewers, the new USVI Primary School will have a minimum lifespan of approximately 50 years, and BVI and USVI to sign memorandum of understanding in the interests of boarders. But these are more stories when 284 News return.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch and you say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And district-free residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting. For people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back, viewers. But the new USVI Primary School, which will cost approximately $4.3 million to fully construct, is expected to last a minimum lifespan of 50 years on the sister island. But this is according to the Chief Executive Officer of the Recovery and Development Agency, Mr. Anthony McMaster, who made the disclosure recently. where he labeled the new facility as more than just another school, stating that it will be a multi-purpose educational facility that will serve the wider Jos-Van Dyke community for decades to come.
This project represents an investment in the future of the people of Jos-Van Dyke. The project has been designed with a lifespan of minimum of 50 years. So if we consider that, people might say, well, we're spending $4.3+ million on Jos-Van Dyke for a school. It's not a school. It's a multi-purpose educational development facility that is expected to last the Jos-Van Dyke community for a minimum of 50 years. So effectively, you're looking at roughly $85,000 of investment per year if we were to look at the lifespan expectancy of this project. I think it's a well worth investment of the people of the BVI for the people of the BVI, and it's going to be done by a local contractor.
Well, McMaster also provided some insight on what the community can look forward to expecting once the facility is completed.
This facility will not just be classrooms, but it will be classrooms, it will be offices, it will have an auditorium that you'll be able to do not just school meetings, but also community meetings as well. You'll have a resource center so that you will have the ability for the students to be able to do their library research, but also I would anticipate the Ministry of Education will be extending to the community because it would also have a computer lab. So it is not a simple school structure that we are putting back up, but a multi-purpose educational facility for the people of Jos-Van Dyke.
Well, the RDA's boss also revealed that the evaluation process for determining the eventual winner of the bid for the school project was among the most competitive seen by the RDA. He said the process was so competitive that it resulted in the RDA missing some of its intended deadlines for the early phases of the project.
I remember the now Premier calling me last month and he said to me, Mr. McMaster, we are now in July. I said, yes, sir. He said, according to your board on Jos-Van Dyke, construction should be starting now. What has happened? I said, Premier, to be quite frank, this is one of the most contented evaluations that we had. You will not believe how close this was. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the difference between first and second place was probably about 2 points. And the difference in cost was probably under $30,000. That's how close a competition we had with the evaluation process that led to where we are today.
McMaster also said that the new building will fall in line with the RDA's mantra, which is to build stronger, greener, better, and more resilient.
As you know, the mantra of the RDA is to build stronger, greener, better, more resilient. And what I can say to you is that even though we are sitting here at the current campus of the school, you'll notice that there's a shift and the location has changed. The location has changed because it is important that if we're going to build stronger and greener with resilience in mind, then we have to consider flooding that takes place in this current area. We have to consider the impact of the possible storm waters during hurricanes, etc. So all of those things have been taken into consideration, seismic activity within the region.
Well, viewers, the school is projected to be completed in the time for the September 2023 school year. Moving on, where a memorandum of understanding surrounding the ease of movement of borders between the British Virgin Islands and the United States Virgin Islands is expected to be signed in the not-too-distant future. Well, according to Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, the MOU has resulted from discussions held during the recent meeting of the Inter-Virgin Islands Council, which was attended by him and several other high-ranking and public officials.
We did discuss pleasure boating, charter yacht, water taxis, day trippers, etc. And we've come to some agreements in principle. We'll have a memorandum of understanding that we're going to be signing as it pertains to that. I don't want to give too much details until we finalized it, but certainly in the mutual interests of USVI and BVI, fairness reciprocity, and those are the principles, mutual respect, those are the principles that underpin the relationship with the United States Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands. And I'm quite pleased with the meeting that we had. We were able to resolve a number of issues, and more details will be forthcoming about that.
Well, Premier Wheatley told reporters that he is pleased with the outcome of discussions at a council meeting and believes that government will be better able to resolve some prevailing issues as a result, what the details of which he could not reveal at the time. The Premier did note that the discussions involved or included topics such as making the process of obtaining business licenses and work permits much easier. While boaters are set to benefit from the MOU in numerous ways, the Premier said that a reduction of rates and fees paid by boaters was not part of the discussions.
We haven't discussed any reduced rates. There has been, well, let me just give a little background, of course. During the pandemic period, some changes were made to legislation that affects the movement of the boaters back and forth. So we're in principle going to take a look at some of the provisions in that particular legislation which may have caused a challenge to boaters coming backwards and forwards. And again, details can be forthcoming. Okay. But just to be clear, of course, boaters now can traverse the waters back and forth, as is common. That's been going on for hundreds of years here in the Virgin Islands. It's just about the process and making it easier in some instances as it pertains to things like business licenses, work permits, etc.
Well, in the meantime, he noted that boaters are still free to traverse the waters of the wider Virgin Islands as they have once for hundreds of years. Well, up next, viewers, a workshop held to focus on drone policies in sargassum, and government pushes revised voters list. Publishes revised voters list. Well, we get to those two stories after a word from our sponsors.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
The wait is over! CCT Fire is here! Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire, bring it home and upgrade today.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
The beautiful Virgin Islands, or nature's little secret as some prefer, where the weather stays warm and the drinks stay cold, where men in wigs get their lawyer bills paid by governments and governments lose planes, where walls are built and prisoners escape. You vacation where we suffer. BVI love.
A show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and, bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. This season, I'm taking you on an entirely different journey. From chefs to dancers, philanthropists, communications specialists, and much more. I'm heading outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Borjingara, Jackson Lake, not forgetting Anigata. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing, and I'm so proud. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redirect. We are the movers and shakers of this generation, and we ain't afraid to show it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 3 by yours truly, Ron Grant, raising a generation of greatness.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, officers from across the public service are attending a workshop on commercial drone policies this week as part of a United Kingdom government-funded Darwin Plus project titled Sustainable Sargassum Management, where the government of the Virgin Islands, through the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labour, has been engaged since 2021 in a project led by the Caribbean Natural Resources Institute, also referred to as Canary, where the project is also underway in Anguilla and Montserrat. Well, Dr. Kimberly Baldwin of Marine Spatial Information Solutions is leading the workshop and stated that she was grateful for the opportunity to build capacity in the territory. Well, Dr. Baldwin said, and I quote, "But this is a one-week course in which I am attending or teaching the various trainees not only to fly drones, but to operate on a commercial and professional level, which involves a lot more safety procedures and operations. We are going to be using drone mapping and monitoring software for the environment so that we can conduct flight surveys of the environment and create 3D maps and models." She added, "The focus of this project is using that information that we are going to gather to inform decisions for the management for sargassum seaweed, which is a problem all over the Caribbean as well as it is here in the Virgin Islands," end quote. But the Sustainable Sargassum Management Project will focus on implementing participatory and multi-level approaches to manage sargassum influxes to protect and enhance coastal and marine biodiversity and associated livelihoods. Well, key activities will include improving research, monitoring and early warnings of influxes to inform decision-making, strengthening multi-stakeholder engagement, and building the capacity of coastal and marine managers and users for sargassum use, removal, and rehabilitation of affected areas. Well, Acting Deputy Secretary in the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labour, Mr. Melvin Hastings, endorsed the workshop and spoke on its significance. Well, he said, and I quote, "Well, sargassum seaweed influxes has been an occurrence in the territory for quite some time now. We have to do our best to mitigate how it affects our coastline and find the best uses for it so that best practices and sustainable byproducts can be garnered from this seaweed that we encounter yearly," end quote. Our participants to the workshop include officers from the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labour, the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries, Town and Country Planning Department, the H. Laverty Stoke Community College, the National Parks Trust of the Virgin Islands, and the Association of Reef Keepers. And moving on, viewers, where the Office of the Supervisors of Elections is informing the public that a revised list of voters was published on September 27th. In accordance with Section 2323 of the Elections Act 1994, and amendments published, copies of the revised list shall be deemed to be the registers of voters for the local electoral district to which they refer. Or further, the revised list shall be used for a general election of members of the House of Assembly and for any other election to fill a vacancy in the seat of the member of the House of Assembly representing the relevant district. While viewers, also speaking on that initiative, Supervisor of Elections, Ms. Sherry Griffin, said that a current register of voters for all local electoral districts shall constitute the register of voters for the territorial electoral district and shall be used for all elections for members of the House of Assembly to represent that district. The revised list of voters is available in select locations in each district and can also be viewed online at bvi.gov.vg/elections. Viewers, that's bvi.gov.vg/elections. Well, viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. Bye-bye.
Yo, everything good, Dad? Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello?
Wait, you had a long time again? You don't say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
Alright, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye!
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity.